Now this segment's on general maintenance lubrication on both doors and openers. Let's start out right here with this one-piece door hinge. This has 5 pivot points that should be lubricated typically if it squeaks. If it's quiet, doesn't necessarily need any lubrication. You've got the kicker plate, little lube right in there where the kicker plate swings. You've got the main pivot right here. So in behind there, there's a hole there, you could spray that too. You've got the cantilever arm, that pivots right there. Then you've got the bottom of the cantilever arm. You've got a pivot right there. And then you've got the main arm that comes down to here. You've got another pivot right in there. So a little lube in there, little lube in the joints. Should keep your hinges operating fairly quiet. Now, for lubrication on the openers, we're in front of me here on our display wall. We've got 3 different types. We've got 2 screw drives, 2 belt drives, and a chain drive. For the screw drives, let's start with these. These are high maintenance machines. They require a lot of lube. On the underside of this rail, up in here, on both of these machines, you have a spinning screw. It needs low temperature grease, the full length of the screw. Run a bead of low temperature grease from front to back. Run the machine, run another bead, connect it, run it again, and then wipe off anything that might drip out of here. These screw drives are notorious for spitting grease out of the trolley onto the garage floor. You track it into the house on the carpet, and then the wife gives you a beat down. Not good. Same thing with the lift masters. They start out quiet because they have a nice protective sleeve in here that keeps the screw from eating the rail. But after about a year, that dries up as well. That requires grease. Same thing on the underside, front to back. Belt drive. A lot lower maintenance machine. Virtually nothing. But they're not good on one-piece doors. Only put a belt drive on a sectional door. These come with a packet of rail grease that goes on the underside of the rail here. It's a solid grease. Once you do that, no more maintenance for probably about 7 years. Same thing with the LiftMaster belt drive. Steel inner and outer trolley. Steel inner, steel outer. A little bit of lube around here before you click it in. When we install them, it comes with a packet of rail grease that we're going to put on the underside. A little bit up on top of the rail. Other than that, no more maintenance for about another 7 years. Then there's a set of gears inside that need to be re-greased. Chain drive, same thing. Rail grease. You can spray the chain with silicone. It's not something you have to do, but it won't hurt it, especially if you're near the coast. A little bit of silicone on the chain, solid grease on the rail. Now, for general maintenance and lubrication on a sectional door, the sectional door rolls up and back on tracks. You have hinges at various points on the door that hinge when the door starts to go up. If they're quiet, don't spray them. They just gather dust and dirt and get real gritty. Same thing with the tracks. If your door has nylon rollers, then don't lubricate your tracks. Keep them dry. Wipe them down once a year with a damp rag. Get all the dirt out of the tracks. Otherwise, if you grease them, the rollers pick up the grease, which in turn gets dirt. and then your rollers are gritty sounding when it operates. So basically on a sectional door, lube the pivot points on all of the hinges that squeak. If not, leave it alone. A little bit of lube up in between the spring or springs if you have two helps a little bit. Sometimes the spring itself makes some noise, a pinging noise as it goes up. A little bit of silicone spray on the coils themselves will quiet that down considerably. That's about it for maintenance, or lubrication I should say, on a sectional door.